day 19 of the 30-day video challenge. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about work harder versus work smarter. Or I should say work smarter versus work harder. Yep. So before I go into my little speech on work smarter versus work harder, let me just tell you a little tidbit that I've learned on where that saying came from, really. So back in the 70s, probably early 70s, not exactly sure, Google it and look it up, but the colleges and universities, they wanted more enrollment. At that time, once you graduated from high school, you learned a certain trade, and that's what you did. Not really a lot of people was going to college and doing different careers and so forth then. It was more a lot physical. So back then, they decided, when I say they, I mean the people who are in charge of the universities or whatever, the enrollment came together and wanted to do a campaign. So they did a campaign that they put into the schools, and they did posters. Look up the posters, Google it, and you'll see it. And in the posters, you'll see where it has someone with a college degree, with glasses, and it says work smarter. And then on the other side, it has someone with like grease all over their face, like a mechanic, and it says versus work harder. So that was their campaign to high schoolers then to say, hey, look, there is another option for you. Okay, and actually that really did help, because then enrollment in these universities and colleges started to increase. And as you see now, it's in our culture that as soon as you graduate, you're to go to college. So just wanted to give you that little tidbit. I thought it was interesting when I learned it, so now I'm sharing it with you. So now let me tell you my views on work smarter versus work harder. I believe that you have to do both. Hard work is important. I am a hard worker. Anyone who knows me knows Tanisha works hard. And I don't work hard for anyone else but myself. It's something more for me. Whenever I work hard or whenever I accomplish something that was very hard, to me, it's a big, great accomplishment. I feel like, yes, I've done this. It's more for me. I learn more whenever I work harder. I figure things out whenever I work harder. That's just me personally. I put my all into it. So the physical aspect, yes, you have to work harder. I work harder even as a leader. I have a team, and I am there with my team. So if my team is down on the floor and they're doing the gritty nitty, guess what? I'm down on the floor doing the nitty gritty with them, because that's just how it works. I believe in hard work. I don't believe in standing over people and looking and then seeing them do the hard work and then me chilling and sitting back. Now, that's just me personally. I know that a lot of people may feel a different way about it. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with being on the top looking while everybody else is working. Because eventually, that's what my plan is anyway, to eventually get there. But however, right now, I believe in hard work. I do. It's more of a self-motivating thing to me. It really is. And I don't know what you get out of it, but that's what I get out of working hard. Working smarter to me means strategically trying to figure out how to do something. If you see that something is being successful, there is nothing wrong with starting off with how they started off with being successful. To me, that's being smarter. They have already created that path for you. They have already said, okay, this is how I was able to do whatever it is, and this is how I started, and this is how I was able to accomplish it. So if you are in a field or an industry where someone has already kind of made that way for you, have already started that, to me, working smart would be going and following them, but to a certain point. Because remember in my other video, I talked about that we're all individuals. You can't follow that same person's path. That person's path is that person's path. So eventually you're going to have to break away from that path. But they started it for you. Learn from them. Don't try to go into something all alone when someone has already created that way for you. That to me is working smarter. Strategically trying to figure out how is it that I can do this particular job? Who has done it before me? So if you want to write a book, research on how to write a book. See the people who have written a book already. Research them. Find out how did they do it. Find out the path that they've done. And then from there, follow it. But then when you get to a certain point where you're comfortable, this is where the hard work comes in now. Now you have to make it your way. So now you have to work hard at that. That's just me. And that's what I think work harder versus work smarter is. I feel like you need both. You can't do one without the other. At least for me and for what I've learned, you can't. So I am really interested into hearing your perspective on this because you may change my mind on this. So as we've done before and all our other videos, comment below and let me know what you think work harder versus work smarter means. Okay? And I will see you tomorrow for day 20. 10 days. Woohoo! Yes. See you later, guys.